All right, here is this SeaDoo Bombardier engine alignment tool that I got, and I'm going to use it to align the engine in my jet boat. So this is actually a 96, but I transplanted the engine. So the engine that is actually in this boat is a 717 cc out of a 98, so a 1998 jet boat. So there's the engine transplanted in, and obviously I've removed the existing shaft, and I just got to line the engine up. So actually I already lined it up with the tool, but I wanted to kind of make this video so I could show other people how this tool worked, and then maybe some people can comment on the video and let me know if you think the engine's aligned correctly before I risk messing something up. So down here, pretty simple. Comes in some, just a couple pieces. There's these two plates, right? So you pick the plate that matches your boat. And then I've seen some various ways that people put them on. I think one version of the tool, this is on the other side, but you can see this little bevel right there compared to this side with none. So I think this is attached, right? I don't think it makes too big of a difference. I'm going to put the longer side facing in. So come on out and you throw this on. And make sure that you remove any silicone that's around there. And you clean up the studs too for any corrosion so that it sits flush. And then mine, I don't know if I've seen other people with this issue, but the threads don't go right up to it. So I took these these wooden blocks, and I just used those to hold it on. So I'm just gonna toss on a couple of the nuts here. And I'm a righty, so I'm doing that lefty, pretty impressive. And I'll go with the cross pattern. Alright, those are just kind of finger snug. Grab this one. And I do have the ratchet because I'm going to tighten it up, a little past just finger tight, just to make sure that it is nice and flat, because that, I would imagine, would drastically impact whether or not the shaft goes on straight. Come on, get on there. All right, let's see, and then I got this guy, switch it up. All right, not getting that too tight, just gonna get it snug, on that crisscross pattern. Okay, all right, and then you have the pole that comes with. So the pole has this extension. Mine was a nice snug fit when I got it, and I actually had to kind of rub this one with a little steel wool and then just kind of oiled it up. But I guess that's a good sign because we are looking for precision. Yep, so you can see right there, it's kind of really tight. And there we go. Okay. So that is through. And then over here, you have the extension you can put on, but right now I don't really need it. So let me go down to the hull. So this thing came with these adapters, and I think this is for like a newer SeaDoo, and that one I'm not quite sure, but I thought the tool would just go right in, the steel end would go right in, but I was wrong. It needed this black adapter, which is in here in the water. Don't mind the water, it rained last night. I gotta tilt this thing. So here's the one that seems to fit this boat. You can see it's like a little worn on the paint. And what I did was I just kind of set it like that. And then, first time I did this, I had my friend help. But he is not here today. So I will do this myself. Push that in. Alright, so now you can see that the end of that has gone in. And if I pull it back, just a little bit, you can see now the space. And then if I hop on in, you can see that this like bevel pulls in. So when I go back out and I tighten that up, I think what I'm looking for is no resistance. Another tip I saw online is to pull the plugs out while you do this so that you can spin that PTO freely, and check for any resistance. So they say in the manual, and other people I've watched videos of and read about online say there should be no resistance. It should be really free. All right, so that's in. Go back up here. Whoa. And there we are. We're in. And if I move this, it feels pretty lined up, but then I think this is kind of the test. And so when I spin that, it feels really free, and that's obviously hard for you to judge through the video, but I just don't feel like it's rubbing anything. So I think this is it. I think this is good. You know, I've seen a lot of people argue whether or not you need this tool. I was hesitant to buy it because I felt like once I got it, I would feel like I could have done this without it. So, I mean, I wish it had like some cool light on it that was like, you're good, but it doesn't. So I think that's okay. And like I said, some of the wear spots on this, I don't think I can force it up here, a little bit. The wear spots on this black part, this adapter, are from before when I was really kind of figuring it out. So you can see, like, zoom out so it focuses, it spins freely, and I don't know, I feel like that's it. So the other thing I'll just add before I wrap up here is to level the engine, once you do that, you need these shims that go underneath these engine bolts right here, and they slip under. I just bought 0.6 millimeter steel, and I cut my own, and I actually I have one of these 0.6s in here, and I have one of these 0.6s in here. So we'll see how that goes. One thing I'm a little nervous about is I did read online that sometimes you want the engine maybe down a little so that when it kicks, it does kind of move up. So maybe this is a little too free. But I guess, you know, that's the best I can do. So so that's the tool. That's how I interpreted it was used. You know, we'll see. Time will tell. You know, I kind of have been working on these machines for the past couple of years, so I figured to invest in one. But this was the setup. You know, this is what it looked like, and you know, I think that's right, but we'll see. So if anyone sees this, let me know in the comments if you think that play up there is right, or if you have any tips. And for anyone thinking about getting this tool, wondering how to use it and what it looks like unpackaged, hopefully this was helpful. All right,